Here's number 3. A teacher invests part of $12,000 at 6% annual simple interest and the rest at 9%. If the annual income from this investment was $945, how much did the teacher invest at each rate? We have two rates here, one at 6% and the other at 9%. So we have to represent the amount of investment or the principal at each rate. So let's start with 6%. Let's start with 6%. Let x, well, let x be the amount invested at 6%. How about the amount invested at 9%? All right, so let's see what is that. So let's do a zero here at 9%. If x is invested at 6%, what is the amount invested at 9%? It did not say here equal. It did not say equal, right? So if it says equal, then both of them should be x. But in here, it's not. It only says about the total investment. What's the total investment? The total investment is 12,000. That means that the principal at 6% plus the principal at 9% is equal to 12,000. Therefore, the amount invested at 9% should be $12,000 minus x. And why is that? Why is that? You notice that when you add this, x plus negative x is 0, and the sum here is 12,000. That's the reason why we need to subtract 12,000 by x, so that we would know how the amount of money invested at 9%, which is simply 12,000 minus x. Since you do not know, right? You do not know the amount of money invested in each rate. So we can represent the first one as x. And in terms of x also, we can represent the amount of money invested at 9%. And that is simply 12,000 minus x. Well, you can imagine this. If you have 14,000, as the amount of money invested into accounts, 6 and 9%, then you might say that one investment amounts to $6,000. And how do you get the other one? You just subtract 12,000 minus 6,000. 14,000 minus 6,000, it's 8,000, right? Well, same thing here. If you have 12,000, you do not know how much of the 12,000 is invested at 6%, and you do not know how much of the 12,000 is invested at 9%. So you can let the first one as your x, and the other one is simply the difference of the total by x, 12,000 minus x. Same thing here. What if your total amount of investment is 15,000? How do you represent the first one? You represent the first one as x, and the second one as 15,000 minus x. So that is a pattern that I want you to look at when we solve for this particular problem, because after this we'll be solving a similar problem. Okay, this is a different problem from the first two problems that we've solved already. I'm just giving you an idea why it's 12,000 minus x, because this 12,000 here is the total amount. When you add the amount or the principal at 6% and the principal at 9%, it is 12,000. So if your first one is x, how do you get the other? You simply subtract that 12,000 by x, because their sum is 12,000. Now let's look at the second step here. Our second step, we find our equation. And that equation is based on this. The interest The interest at 6% plus, what's that? Plus the interest at 9% is equal to the annual income or the combined income. All right, combined income. Let's look at the interest at 6%. What's the interest at 6%? Principal times rate times time. That is what we use there. The interest is equal to principal times rate times time. What's the interest at 6%? That's equal to PRT. All right, what's your P? It is X. What's your rate? What's your rate? We have 6% here. What's 6%? That's 0.06 times your time. Well, it's equal to 1, so simply put times 1 here. Plus your principal. What's your principal at 9%? Now that's the rate. Okay, look at your representation here. That is 12,000 minus X, okay? That is 12,000 minus X times 0.09 times 1 equals your combined investment or combined principal. I mean combined principal, not investment. That is 945. That is 945. We can simplify this. X times 0.06 times 1 is, whereas that is 0.06 X plus 12,000 minus X times 0.09 times 1. That is simply 0. I can now put 0.09 first times 12,000 minus X equals 945. Well, a shorter way of doing this is simply multiply, right? Just multiply this. 0.06 times X and then 0.09 times 12,000 minus X. For this step, we must get rid of decimals. And to get rid of these decimals, we multiply it by 100. We multiply both sides by 100. Okay, so let's multiply this one now. 100 times 0.06 is 6, right? 6x. And then 100 times 0.09, and that's simply 9. That's simply 9. And this is 12,000. 12,000 minus X. And then finally, this 100 times 945. What's that? You simply add 2 zeros, and that's equal to 94500. That's 94,500. Our next step here is to get rid of our parentheses. So we multiply 9 by 12,000. This is still 6x. Now we have 9 times 12,000. What's 9 times 12,000? That will be 108,000. All right. So that's 12,000 times 9. What is this? 9 times 0, 0, 9 times 0, 0, 0. 9 times 2, 18, carry 1. 1 times 9, 9 plus 1, 10. So you have 108,000. So this is plus 108,000. Minus, okay, let's now subtract by what? 9 times negative x is negative 9x. Right, that's negative 9x. And that's equal to 9,000, I mean 94,500. That's 94,500. Combining like terms in your left side, we can rearrange the terms here. We have 6x minus 9x plus 108,000. And that's equal to 94,500. Now we have 6x minus 9x. And what's 6x minus 9x? We have negative 3x plus 108,000. Getting rid of 108,000, you have to subtract both sides by 108,000. This minus 108,000. We have negative 3x equals, let's subtract this, 94,500 minus 108,000. Let's subtract first, then let's see what's the sign. What's your sign here? Is it positive or negative? So we bring down, we subtract your, starting from the left. 0 minus 0, we have 0, 0, 0. 8 minus 4, you have 4. And 10 minus 9, you have 1, of course. So we have 14,000.
13,500.
Oh, there's a 93,000. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the 500. Okay. This should be, I just put 94,000. Okay. Thank you for that. This should be 5. All right. I didn't see that. Okay. Thank you. I heard. Right. So this one is 10. This one is 7. Right. So 10 minus 5 is 5. Then 7 minus 4 is 3. That would be 13,500. That's negative 13,500. All right. That's negative 3x equals negative 13,500. Let's divide both sides by negative 3. Negative 3. And so what's our x? Let's divide again. 13,500 divided by divided by 3. 1 divided by 3 cannot be, so you divide. 13 divided by 3, you have 4.
4.
That would be 12. 13 minus 12 is 1. Bring down 5. 15 divided by 3, and you have 5. Okay? Exactly divisible. Since it's exactly divisible, we just copy the two zeros. So that will be 4,500. That's $4,500. That is your X. But we are not done there yet. Because in our step one, we're not looking for X only, but we're looking for 12,000 minus X. X here is your 6%. And 12,000 minus X is for the 9%. So what's this X here? It is for the 6. It is for the 6%. Okay, at 6%. Let's also solve for that 9%, and will be just subtraction, right? We simply subtract 12,000 minus X is invested at 9%. So that's what we need to solve after solving for X. It's 12,000 minus X. And what's 12,000 minus your X? What's your X? Your X is, your X is 4,500. So we subtract that by 4,500. 0, 0, 0 minus 5, regroup. We have 10. This is now 1, 10 minus 5, 5. And then 11 minus 4 is 7. So you have 7,000, $7,500. And what's this? What's the $7,500? This is the amount of money invested at 9%. And ladies and gentlemen, we are done for problem 3.